This video is going to be for the white people. I need you all to understand this. The reason you see black rappers talking about violence and criminality all the time, the reason why you see so many black TV shows about black drug dealers and gang members, the reason why you're always seeing black people on the news being accused of criminality is this. The wealthy class in this country, all of whom are white, need to give you a villain to focus on and to fear so that you'll ignore all of the crimes that they themselves are committing against you. One of the main reasons we're in the positions we're in here in this country is because a vast majority of the population has been ignoring the actual criminals and have instead been focused on going after black society. While white society has been complaining about black gang violence which normally doesn't even reach or touch the white community, while white society has been complaining about a handful of poorer blacks who steal items from stores while shoplifting, and while white society has been complaining about blacks looking for reparations, your wealthy white brothers and sisters have been busy depleting the country of all the money you've paid in taxes. They've been working to make it legal for their companies and their business interests to do things like poison you with all kinds of different chemicals and drugs. They've destroyed your food sources, stole your water sources, they've rigged the system to deny you affordable health coverage, and they've been working on setting up systems to ensure that they can rob you and destroy you, your families, and your entire communities. And you all have allowed this to happen because you've been focused on complaining about the black boogeyman distraction that your wealthy white brothers and sisters have set up and created to not only distract you, but to also ensure that you don't have anyone to ally with to fight against them. There are all kinds of little plans the wealthy have set up in this country to ensure that everyone has no choice but to funnel their money to just a handful of people, and to ensure that your average citizen can't compete. Right now, they're working to rig the system to make sure that you can't own a home. And if you do own a home already, well, they'll work to make sure you lose it and hand it over to them.
Champions Group is HVAC. And in the Southwest, they've bought up like 85 HVAC small businesses. But they didn't just buy them. They didn't just buy it. They paid for the name, image, likeness of the former owners so that they could keep looking like they were a small business.
Yeah.
Then they installed unified software across all of the thousands of trucks. And so no matter who you call to come look at your frozen air conditioning or condensation line, they're each going to quote you a 3 times higher price than they ever did before. Yep. And they're going to say, you don't have to trust me. Call these other guys. And everyone comes out and they're all charging you more money all of a sudden. Then they say, wait for it. Oh. They say, don't worry, you can't afford this. I know it's 3 times as much as it used to be, COVID, inflation, greedflation, whatever. They're going to say, don't worry, we'll finance it for you. And they'll hand you an iPad like this. And they'll say, just sign right here. They're not going to hand you a truth in lending statement like they're required to by law. They're going to hand you this iPad. And you're going to squiggle it and you're 85 years old and it says $100 a month. And you're like, oh, I can't afford it, but I'll try. And then on your first missed payment, they're going to exercise what was in there that was a lien on your house, and they're going to take your house from you.
This kind of criminality continues because you, the whites in this country, look the other way and ignore it until it starts to affect you. But by then, it's too late. Now, I make these videos because I want to fight the wealthy white criminals in this country, but I obviously can't do it by myself. I need the masses to help me. And so I periodically make these videos to try and get the message out to everyone that we can fight back by using our money as our bargaining chip and as our leverage. Most of these wealthy white criminals obtain the money they use to enact their plans from us. Sometimes the plan is hard to explain, like an investor owning shares in multiple public companies and then coming together with other investors and they form a hedge fund and then they all work together behind the scenes to do things that's going to enrich them at our expense. A lot of elaborate stuff. But most of the wealthy white criminals in this country make their money in ways that are easy to explain. Take the Resnicks. The Resnicks are a billionaire couple who use their money to alter our regulatory systems. This gave them the ability to buy access to the water source that supplies water to millions of residents in California. Now, normally, if you were a small business owner and you wanted to take a water source for yourself to build up your own business and deprive local citizens of the water they need, you'd be told no. But if you have enough money, you can bribe politicians and make something that's normally illegal for everyone else legal for you and your business.
While 40 million Californians suffer through unprecedented drought, one billionaire couple owns a massive share of the state's water system, seized in a series of secretive meetings 2 decades ago. That system was largely paid for by the very taxpayers whose water these billionaires hold hostage. Urban water systems are desperate for water, but in 2023, they'll receive just 5% of what they requested from the state. The Resnicks are the biggest farmers in California. As of 2007, they owned 4 San Francisco's worth of farmland, and nearly half of Americans buy at least one of their products. Their pistachios, their pomegranate juice, their mandarins, their flowers. It's all under one massive umbrella, The Wonderful Company, a privately owned company worth at least $5 billion. The majority owners, the Resnicks, are worth at least $8 billion. How were they able to take over such a large percentage of what should be a shared public resource?
And where did the Resnicks get the money they needed to do the things they do? Well, you gave it to them when you bought all their products in the stores. You fund people like this. Look the other way while they commit their crimes, spend your time hating black people, and then when a forest fire happens and there's no water to put out the fire and it destroys your home and your property, then you complain. But by then it's too late. These kinds of problems always happen, and they're going to ramp up shortly. And if you keep ignoring it, you will be affected shortly. Instead of hating and complaining about the blacks, maybe you should do something to fight back against the wealthy white men and women who don't care about the color of your skin. They only care about the color of the money they can make by destroying you and your families. If you want to fight back, stop funding these people. Stop shopping in their stores. Stop buying their products. Stop funneling your wealth over to them. Punish them by shutting down their systems. It's very easy. You stop going into their stores, the big box stores, the big chain stores, the big chain restaurants. Stop sharing your money with them. Find other alternatives and shop there. Bodegas, farmers markets, local boutiques, mom and pop shops. You better figure this out fast and make a change, or I can guarantee you that you will be next. Some irreversible mishap will hit you, and all you'll be able to do then is complain. Fight back and share this message because it's being blocked on all sides by the wealthy. You have to fight back, and if you don't, then just be quiet when something devastates you and your community.